don't you just love children's movies that are filled with death? Talking about wiping out the universe? Yeah, children's movies, right? Man, Avengers Infinity War, I've seen it like 15 times since it's come out on digital release, twice on the 4K on my TV. What a movie, you know? It's the most unexpected comic book movie I think ever, because the main character is a villain and he ends up winning. You just don't get that a lot. And there's one important scene in there that I think is very telling of Marvel's vision, if you will, on the MCU. And this is how Thanos, wins. He ends up winning by snapping his finger, and he's taken to the Soul Realm. And we see him talking with little Gamora when he first took her, and it's a heartfelt scene. And Thanos realizes everything he's had to sacrifice, right? And as it turns out, this scene could have been a lot darker, but they decided to scale it back. So the scene, as it was originally envisioned, which they actually did effects work on, and then they decided to scale it back, saw Thanos in what I can almost compare to the Metal Gear Solid scene of Snake walking up the river and all the demons of his past and the dead people floating past him. It was going to be like that, with Thanos walking through a river of blood and death with all of the lives that were sacrificed as he did the snap. Bro, that's dark. I would love to see that. I can't fathom that scene. I'm just trying to imagine how dark that would be, right? Just imagine, because the entire movie, we know what his mission is, and he's going to take half of the universe away. Then he snaps his finger, and suddenly he finds himself drenched in blood, in a river of blood, filled with corpses floating past him as he walks up to it to a child. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. The MCU's had some pretty dark scenes. Thanos snapping Loki's neck. The brain surgery on Agent Coulson screaming that he wants to die is probably one of the darkest things I've seen in any comic book movie. Countless other ones to really just, I don't even need to talk about. You guys can just obviously go right to them, but that would have really taken a cake. And it's one of these things where I wish we could see it, but at the same time, I'm glad it's not there, because that's really dark and morbid. And I was at the theater and I talked to many of my friends who have children, and they were visibly disturbed at the end of the movie, going like, what happened? Why are all these characters disappearing? And then trying to explain to them death. Now imagine if there was a visual of that with the dead bodies floating by him. You want to talk about being scarred for life when you're 7, 8, 9 years old and you don't understand it? Yeah. It was removed for a reason.